Alright, what's up everybody? Today I am doing a highly requested video, and that is, how can you sell your Yeezys? Now, in this video, I'm not just going to be going over, like, how can you sell your Yeezys? That'd be boring. I'm going to go over how you can sell your Yeezys the fastest, the safest, and for the most money possible. We're going to go over every single aspect there is to it. And now look, this is titled how to sell your Yeezys, but this essentially works for, any shoe. I guess I just want to title it how to sell your Yeezys because the blue tints just came out. Ton of my subscribers just got them because we did that whole live stream. So, I figure a lot of you guys want to sell your blue tints. But before I get into like how you're going to do all this, like where to sell them and all, you need to make your decision. You need to take a good look at your shoes and you need to say, all right, I'm ready to say goodbye. Because honestly, it is a tough decision. And on some of these websites I'm going to be showing you, once you hit that button, you cannot go back. If you decide to go back, you're getting charged a fee. And yeah, you have to link a PayPal or a credit card or something of that nature. So they're going to take your money away from you if you don't sell. So this is a big deal, guys. Make sure you are completely ready to sell. And honestly, guys, for me, it's extremely hard to say goodbye because I'm in this for the culture. But occasionally, if I get an extra Yeezy, I will sell it if my dad doesn't want it or my friend doesn't want it. And, I'll use that to help out my collection. So let's get right into it. All right, first thing we're going to go over is how to sell the safest. The reason I'm going over this first is because I understand a lot of you guys who are watching this video are most likely new to the game. And those of you who aren't new to the game, don't worry. I have you covered. I got some new information that perhaps might be of use to you. But right now, everyone who's at least somewhat new to the game, maybe like 4 or 5 months in or so, you just got your first pair of Yeezys or so, and you don't know how to get rid of them. Do I just like list them on Craigslist? Do I do that and meet some guy in an alley? You can do that if you want, but this is the safest way. StockX, guys. And now, I know, StockX, they got fees. If you start selling on StockX, you're going to have to pay a 9.5% fee plus a 3% PayPal fee. So it's about it's 12.5% just to make the transaction. So say you sell a $100 shoe. You're really only making a little over $85 for that shoe. And, it might not seem that big of a deal to a lot of you, but if you're selling a $1,000 shoe, it is kind of a big deal. So, yeah, StockX, definitely a great way. And all you guys in other countries, not in the USA, I got you covered. Because don't worry, StockX will take your shoes. The only difference is Canada, $20, and every other country, it is going to be $30. Now, I don't think they ship to every single country, or they don't accept from every single country. For instance, I think Syria is off limits, Ethiopia is off limits. But there's a link that you could click on, and you could type in your country, my guess is, and you could check it out, make sure you're applicable. My guess is, though, everyone who's watching this video, everyone who has access to Wi-Fi or long-term evolution or whatever it is, you can definitely use this to sell your shoes. But, so yeah, you got that 9.5% fee plus the PayPal fee. In addition to that, if you're outside of the U.S., because U.S. is free shipping currently, it will charge you that shipping fee that I mentioned earlier. So, you're not going to make the most money off StockX. I'm just saying that. However, it is one of the fastest ways to get your money. You could cash out the second you're watching this video. People are willing to pay for your Yeezys right now. You could go on StockX, head over there and type in, say you just got the blue tints. Type in blue tints and you'll see a little section that says bids. And you'll see a section that says asks. So if you want to sell now, you don't want to wait a second longer, which I don't suggest, but say you really need money right now. All you got to do, go on over to bids, and you could click on the highest bid and sell right now to that highest bid. Who knows, maybe you'll end up doing that if it's a pretty decent bid. Now, you don't get paid until they receive your shoes at StockX. If you're in the U.S., it usually will take you around 5 days. If it's like now around the holidays, it could take as long as 10 days, guys. And I've been through it, and it's kind of annoying. So, yeah, if you're outside of the country, maybe it might take a little longer than that. But if you're willing to wait a little bit, but you still want to go the safest route possible, StockX is your way to go. Go on over to asks, and you could list your shoes for the lowest ask. Say the lowest one up right now is say 370. You could be a jerk and put yours up for 369. And believe it or not, there's a very high chance that your shoes will sell overnight. I'm just speaking the truth, guys. If you don't list them for too high, if you list them for the lowest ask, you can get your money like super quick. Now, in addition to StockX, I would also like to mention GOAT, because GOAT is also the same procedure as StockX. What these two sites do, they receive the shoes at their location, they authenticate them, send them off to the buyer to make sure they're 100% legit. That's how they maintain their reputation. But if they're fake, they get sent back to you. Now, on StockX, they have to be brand new, and they have to have the OG box and OG everything that came with it. On GOAT, you can actually sell used shoes. There is a used shoes section. So if you want a safe way to sell used shoes, go on over to GOAT, post a used shoe for sale. Now, the problem with GOAT is if you haven't sold there before, you need to be approved. So you essentially make a fake listing that you're not actually going to list, and you send in your request to sell on GOAT. It takes a really, really long time, guys. So if you're just getting into shoes and you want to sell your Yeezys now, I don't recommend it because it takes a very long time to get approved as a seller. So right now, if you want the safest, fastest way to get your money, StockX. That's my opinion. So now let's get into how do you get the most money possible. Because look, we get it, Keith. You could get your money fast. You could get it safely. But what if I want to make that little extra, $30 or so? You don't want to pay that large 10% fee. What you can do is head on over to some Facebook groups, some sneaker Facebook groups. Now, just to name one, because there's a ton out there, check out the Scoop 208 Facebook group. I frequently go on there just to browse around for some old Jordans. You guys know me. I'm into old heat, so I always shop on there. But on that site, you can also do you can also trade with people, and I do not recommend trading first. Never trade first, guys. Use a middleman, and Scoop 208 can do that for you. There's plenty of other services you could check out, but I recommend Scoop 208. It's like $20 or so to do that. But what you can do with the Facebook groups, you can send an invoice to someone, and you're only going to get charged a 3% PayPal fee. If you ask me, that's pretty amazing compared to a 10% fee plus a 3% fee on StockX and GOAT. And actually, GOAT, I believe, charges not only the 9.5%, it's also an additional $5. So if you want the most money possible, Facebook groups are the way to go. All you got to do is really list your sneakers for sale. Now, another great way, and I'm really mad that a lot of you guys don't do this, and I get it, you're shy, but in person. And now you're saying, oh, what am I supposed to do? Just like walk around the streets holding up Yeezys like, hey, who wants to buy my Yeezys? No. You don't have to do that. You gotta do it somewhat strategically. So what I always like to do at my gym, which is LA Fitness, I always go in there, and there's always like some young guys always rocking some heat. Now, if you see them wearing any Boost, like Ultra Boost or Yeezys, you know that they're into Yeezys. Go up to them and don't just right away ask them to buy. Just ask them, hey man, those are really nice shoes. Like, well, where'd you get them? And if, just start a conversation. Or maybe you could just say like, hey man, like I really like your shoes. Where do you think I could get a pair? Because, I got these pairs of blue tints, and to be honest, I don't really like them. But I like the ones you're wearing, so where do you get those? Just to start a conversation. And then if you mention in there that you don't want them, he might or she might just say, hey, if you're selling them, let me know. Or you could be the one to say, hey, if you're interested in buying them, I'm trying to get rid of them, you could have them for a steal. And the reason selling in person is just so fantastic, no fees whatsoever. It's straight up cash. This is the safest way possible if you're meeting in a public place such as maybe a shopping mart, maybe in front of a police station. I would suggest just inside your gym, like inside the lobby of your gym or whatever. Plenty of people there. You're not going to get robbed in front of all those, big guys working out. I doubt you'll get robbed there. So in person, definitely a great way to sell. Even ask around with your friends. Don't be afraid to ask your friends if they're interested. So another one I'd like to mention, just an honorable mention, is Flight Club. And Flight Club, you actually can make a lot more money than StockX and GOAT. And this is really weird, right? Because a lot of you guys know that Flight Club, I'm sorry, charges a 20% consignment fee. And that's why you see the prices on Flight Club are way higher than anything like StockX and GOAT. So don't ever buy from Flight Club. They're authentic there. They get authenticated, but the prices are ridiculous. So if you go check out some different sizes, maybe you got a 4.5, maybe you got a 13.5. Some of those weird sizes, even though they take a 20% consignment fee, you can make more money on Flight Club than on StockX. So feel free to check out Flight Club. Flight Club is definitely a way to go for just like give it a try. If you do the math, subtract that 20% in your head, plus whatever shipping they charge, that of which I'm not 100% sure on. You could check that out yourself. I'm sure it's only like $10. And if it ends up being a little more money after the math than StockX and GOAT, go ahead, sell on Flight Club. I'm trying to get you guys the most money possible. And the last thing I would like to mention, consignment shops. Consignment shops are gold. They are so great for selling shoes. Now look, with consignment shops, yeah, you get a ton of people coming in and out, but most of them are just like looking around. A lot of them don't really know shoes and they're not trying to drop money, but that's good. A lot of celebrities go around into consignment shops, or just people who have money in general. A lot of these people who go into consignment shops, they don't know about StockX, they don't know about GOAT, and that's personally just because I've been into a consignment shop near me. I always make conversation, small talk with other guys. Most of them just know about Foot Locker, Champs, Foot Action, Nike, and the consignment shop. They didn't know there were other places to sell. They just figured, what would I have to do, buy it off Craigslist? No, guys. These people, they don't know about any of this. And that's why you could get away with charging a lot at consignment shops. And the best part is some of these consignment shops charge a flat fee, some of which they may charge $20. So if you're trying to sell a $100 shoe, it's not going to be worth it. But if you're selling Yeezys for $400, that's worth it. You're saving more money off of fees with the consignment shop than you are with StockX, because StockX is 10%, so you lose about like $37 or so. Meanwhile, with the consignment shop, you're only losing $20. So definitely check out consignment shops. And one last one, sorry guys, eBay. eBay is definitely like a fantastic place to sell. However, just like Facebook groups, I forgot to mention this earlier, eBay and Facebook groups, there are a ton of scammers out there. I'm not talking about sellers. We all know that there's those $200 authentic Yeezys out there. But there are buyers who are scammers. What they do, they take your shoe, they claim in the PayPal invoice that they are fake. They get their money back and they ship you back a fake pair. Now, of course, there are ways to like get over this thing. There are ways to actually get your money successfully. But the main thing that I would suggest is check your buyer's feedback, and in addition to that, if you can possibly just try and figure out if he's being legit, because a lot of guys who plan on scamming you, they don't even try to negotiate. They give little to no effort. They're willing to pay as much money as possible. They'll give you $600 for a pair of Yeezys because they know they're getting their money back. So make sure the guy negotiating, he just seems legit, and there's no like 100% way to tell, but if you guys just have some logic, you're going to be able to tell which guys are scamming you and which guys actually just want the shoe to rock for themselves. So that'll conclude it. These are the ways you could sell your shoes. Now, there are a couple of other ways that I'm sure I didn't mention, and if you do know those ways, mention them in the comments. And for all you guys who don't know any other ways, check the comments for these some of these mentions, So, like I said, that'll conclude it. Feel free to leave a like if you learned something. Feel free to subscribe as well. It's completely up to you. And have a fantastic day.
And that problem is transport. It takes very, very long, because Kazakhstan is big. Throw transport down the well.